Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Trust in relationship or marriage is an essential recipe or tonic. In fact, there is a common saying that a marriage or union without trust is baseless or lifeless. Trust to many ought to come naturally or fall into place in any union, but to many, it has to be earned. The question there is how far should one go to ascertain if his or her partner is trustworthy or can be trusted? The big question also is that, is it appropriate to deliberately subject your partner to or spouse to test to confirm the trust, or should it be automatic and unconditional? If your answer is yes, then there's a problem. Or if there's a problem with your spouse, or you find out that the spouse hasn't or betrayed your trust when you tested the person, what do you do? The question is born out of a story that I will narrate in a short while, but you can join the conversation by calling us on 081-764-1679 or 090-241-63440. So the story is based on the fact that some people test their spouse, you know. Some people sort of like send. You want to be sure that your husband is faithful or your boyfriend is faithful, so you try your friend to try out the person, or the other way around, and you discover what you don't like. How do you go about it? What was it, Auntie Yenny? Is test important in a relationship? Do you believe that people should deliberately test their partner?
I don't believe so. I wouldn't do that. Unless you give me cause to do it, because you will not live your life, you will not live a peaceful life. You just be thinking, I need to test this person. Me, I don't have many things to think about, so I don't agree with this at all.
Absolutely. I'm on the same, I agree with you. I don't want to live a life where I'm not the police, I'm not the CIA. I want to live a peaceful life.
And I'm not DSS.
Exactly. But in the course of our relationship, things will come up that would show the sort of person that you are, that would show the sort of person that I am. But to deliberately set up circumstances to see if you fall or not, I think that is a dangerous game to play. Because if the person also on the other side finds out that you have done that, the person will think something is wrong with you, that you put me through, you created a fixed scenario just to see if I would fall. So I don't think it's a thing to do. I would not
so for you, trust is automatic?
I don't know about automatic. It is something that you would earn, but it is not something that I have to create a false scenario for me to see if I can trust you. In the course of our look at you, I've known you now 5 years. Things have happened between us, and the way you've responded to it or reacted to it has taught me, you know, how to react to you or how to relate with you, because I know if I can trust you on this issue or I can trust you on that issue. But imagine if you found out that I created a fixed scenario so that I will see if Tokwe would fall in it. The day you find out the relationship or whatever it is I thought we had would end. Wouldn't you feel betrayed?
Before coming to you, but there are some scenarios where people have decided to follow that path. It's not out of desire to just manipulate. For some people, if you've been betrayed a couple of times and you are getting into another, it could even be friendship, it could even be a business relationship, and you've lost out a few times, it would be wise for you to sort of investigate and set a few traps to be sure that, let me not use the word trap, not trap. So let me say that maybe you've employed, I'm into real estate. I have had scenarios where some of my staff, some of my staff. Yes.
Not really.
Relationship. But it's a relationship. It's still a relationship.
No, it's not a... You can't do staff.
Yeah.
Yes, I will test my staff, especially when they are criminals, when they have seen criminal intent.
You don't know if they are criminals. But
I say I have seen criminal intent.
What if you've seen cheating intent? Would you still test to be sure that there's no cheating? What if somebody calls you? Damola, somebody calls you and said, I saw him somewhere. Then maybe you now plan the scenario to just confirm.
That one that they saw him somewhere, we asked that person, what were you doing that you saw my spouse?
Let me hear from Damola.
Yes. My take on this is that you do not test true love. It is true love that tests you. You do not test true love because through the relationship or throughout the relationship, things would naturally occur that would actually help you to determine the behavior or characters of this person. So why are you setting traps? Why are you setting echo gum? Or, or exactly, a false stick or mouse traps. So I hear that, to answer your question, somebody tells me that my partner is cheating, and then because I'm unsure, why would I even be unsure of my partner? Why don't I know what he can do?
Because he's human being.
No, no, no. I should be able to tell what he can do to a certain extent. If we are new in the relationship, there's a place for conversation. Ask your partner, I heard this about you. What were you doing here? Their reactions. You have to be discerning in a relationship. That's why we ask God for wisdom and knowledge. You have to be discerning. When your partner is lying to you, you can tell. And once you start having this kind of reactions or feeling uneasy, I think it's better to just take your leave. Exactly.
You're
Yeah.
right.
So
Or
explain.
even have a conversation.
Yeah, talk about it.
Why
And if
do
you
I
still
need
feel
to
unsafe, just take
Because
your
the person
exits.
might, so if I don't have evidence, let me take this call. I don't understand of you are just for me like, we will just be trusting, we will not check to come. Akin, welcome to the show.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, since I just want to contribute to this conversation.
Okay.
It is not necessary and it's not even okay for any partner to test his or her partner.
Okay.
It is madness. Because if you are testing your partner, it means that you are trying to find the fault. And once you find the fault in your partner, what will you do? It's either you opt out or you cause issues in your relationship. Even when you notice some setback in the area of your partner, as in his behavior or his dealings, the best bet is to call that partner back in love, so that the partner would know that you love him or her. Because testing is, to me, is basically you are finding the fault in order to hold or to opt out of that relationship. Because why should you test? That's my take, please.
I agree.
Okay, we'll take a quick break. When we return, I don't agree, and I'm allowed not to agree.
Of course.
I'll take a break, and then we'll come and discuss the scenarios where I believe that a test.
Take that break. Can I quickly read this? It says testing your partner, Fadiki Futa says, testing your partner can be done with Magnum.
No, that one.
I heard Magnum solves a lot of relationship problems.
No,
That is what we are saying.
We're not
That
going
is
there.
testing.
Because there's a risk.
It is part of the testing you are talking about.
There's a risk
You
in life.
don't agree.
Let's take a break. When we come back, I will tell you the tests that are acceptable, because we must open our eye. Too many people have been heartbroken. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us. So we're talking about trust and testing trust, or giving the trust automatically. So I had, and I believe that sometimes you need to test things. There are stories of, right in the Bible, where God, knowing how much Abraham declares love for him, tested the love. Go and give me your son. It wasn't you are professing you love me. Let's try this out. And he showed that level of love, that you are willing to sacrifice your son. I will test you if I'm about to give you my life. I cannot just give you my life. If I marry you, your decisions can determine if I am successful or I fail. I can't do that without testing that and be sure that you can make a good decision for the family, or you are going to ruin. A man wants to have children with a woman that will ruin the seed of his generation. No. So there are cases where I believe that we shouldn't just, we're giving this our trust so easily, giving our love so easily, and that's why many people get heartbroken and disappointed. But if you have put some tests, it's not a booby trap. It is a prove yourself. Let me be sure that you are, YK, let me be, don't you want a case where you would know how sure that this person can, what would he do in this kind of scenario? Not just by observation, but by being deliberately creating the scenario and watching how the person would react. You don't believe it? YK, I don't believe you.
See, maybe because I'm not wired like that. There are some people, I know of a certain guy who married a...
Really young girl?
No, she wasn't young. Well, maybe she was a bit younger than him, but she didn't know that he had money. until after they got married, she now discovered, oh, he has this huge amount of money. Oh, I didn't know. So, okay, maybe he wanted to see if it was true love. And it wasn't just, oh, because I have money, you want to marry me. Maybe I can understand that. I don't know if I can accept it, but I wouldn't do that because I am not like that. I work on face value. I think what you see, when you see me, what you see in me is what you get. And I don't have any hidden agenda. I don't like you. You will know by my reaction. So, if someone tests me like that, I might not really appreciate it.
Everybody's like you.
Right. Well, I happen to be like you, so maybe two people now. But, you know, I was even thinking, what test would you even carry out that will put all factors into play? Because sometimes the way we earn trust and show that it can be trusted is how you react per circumstance, per time. If you tested someone when you're in your 20s and things were good and you had little responsibilities and the person passes, is that test enough for when you're in your 30s? Maybe someone falls ill, someone has broken their leg, someone cannot work. Would that test be able to accommodate when you're in your 50s and you're going through some financial issues? There are just so many things. So how often are you going to do this test? Do you schedule it for every 5 years or every 10 years? It just doesn't make sense. It's as you live your life and a person responds and reacts. That is how you determine who to trust and how to trust, and even when to stop trusting someone. It does not mean that relationships that have worked out for 10, 20 years, you cannot be betrayed sometime in the future.
Absolutely.
And then when it does happen, then you also reevaluate the relationship.
Exactly.
But to say that they are tests is funny to me. But having said that, I know that people, especially in movies, because I don't know anyone like that, where maybe if you come from a very wealthy home and you're about to get married or hang out with people and you're trying to confirm that the people that are coming into your circle are not coming because you're rich and they're trying to get into your pockets. But even those people have failed the test many times, you know. I mean, they've carried out tests that have failed. You still find someone who understands the tests. And
Maybe has gone into your family history.
Yes, I know exactly what you are attesting for.
There's some money that is coming in when you clock 30. And then waits for that time.
That have money that we test. What can I test?
It might not be,
do I have
it might not be
that
money.
I want to be testing.
I'll throw you a question, but let me take a call from Ezekiel. Ezekiel has called in from Ikeja. Good morning, welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning.
Do you believe in testing your partner or someone you're in a relationship with?
Well, it all depends. But the true fact is, in a true love, where you don't suspect anything, I don't think it's better good for you to do that. Because doing that is like you trying to push the person to the wall. Understand? Because assuming we're all humans, and then if you are testing a man that has been attaining himself before now, seeing whatsoever, he has been moving around, and he has attained himself from all sexual acts. Now you are not bringing someone in contact close to him. I think that man will be tempted to do what he's not supposed to do. You know, before now, the man has tried his best to stay away from that. But another way, you can as well do if you suspect. I don't know if I tell you get me. If you have been noticing some certain things of which you have been saying that this man has been doing one way or doing the way he's not supposed to do, I think you can do that. Because in many cases, most men or women accept it in their way. They are more
setting
they hide certain things from their partner.
I need to read this tweets from, where is it, to Adedotun. He says his wife should please test him with Alicia Keys.
Oh, my goodness. You were going to say something, Dami?
Yes, I was going to say that deliberately setting traps for your partner.
I don't like the word trap, though.
Okay, or deliberately testing your partner is highly manipulative. It is hugely manipulative. And I have a story to buttress this. I have a friend who I always caution about his emotions and how he's using that to test if this person is for him or not. So he can just intentionally flare up or blow up a little matter out of proportion to see how the lady would react. And he says, I'm trying to find out if she can handle my temper. Like, you are supposed to work on your own temper. If you want to see what will react to your temper, go outside, get angry, put pot on your head. Once it starts boiling, then you know that, okay, something can actually react to your temper. Not, gaslighting the young woman and, making her feel that she has done something wrong. Because there's some people that will gaslight you so much, you now be wondering, maybe I did the wrong thing. So it is highly manipulative. And I think anyone who feels the need to test their partners need to check their own self-esteem. It's either you're insecure, you are undiscerning, and you are condescending.
Or you have been betrayed so many times that you want to be sure before you put your head into another matter.
I'll come to that. Yeah,
it might be. Let me take this call, Waiki, before you tell us this story. Deji has called in from Surulere. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Deji.
Yeah, this is quite an interesting topic, you guys.
Please tell me you agree with me. I'm alone here.
No, I can't agree with you because I just have to put this out first. A lot of people will learn from this. You see, trust is something that you do try to probe into. Okay? For example, if you are trying to test your partner, you should have it at the back of your mind that can come out in two ways. It's either the person is guilty or not. Meanwhile, while doing that, the moment the person is free of whatever test you are giving out, that is the end of the trust that person will have for you. Because I can't imagine someone trying to test me if I'm loyal to you, but I'm maybe sending someone to come and ask me out, and my wife or my girlfriend. Then at the end of the day, I came out clean. Are you expecting to still trust you? No, it's not going to work. You see, life is this. Evil and good has been existing for all eternity. You can't take that away. But the only good thing is that the good has always been the one winning this battle. What I'm trying to say is, whoever your partner is, if the person is not faithful and you are faithful, my sister or my brother, take it from me. Karma will surely catch up with whoever. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Deji. So, for me, I feel that in some cases there's room for testing to be sure. We all hope and pray that the goodness that is in our heart is reciprocated by the person that we're in a relationship with. But the truth is, many people, that's why we have heartbreak, that's why people go through therapy. Some people are traumatized for life based on the experience because they get into that relationship with this pureness of their heart, giving their all, and they are consistently battered or shattered. You might say, oh, they're not being sensitive, or it means that they were not observant, or they're not discerning. It's not everybody that has that kind of discernment. And sometimes it might mean that I don't want to be looking for what is not lost. But if you had searched, you might have seen what is right there in front of you, if you had searched. So I don't think you should blindly just give that trust. You can search. You can look a bit into the situation before going. If you have a deal breaker, maybe you grew up in a household where your parents were always fighting, then you would ensure that before I get married, I am not marrying the person that will lock my shirts when she's angry or something is touching in the person's head. I would deliberately create scenarios to see how you will react so that I don't enter the marriage and realize there's something loose up there. Because I know this is a deal breaker for me. If a deal breaker for me is cooking, or if a man feels like I want good food every day, then I will test you very, very well before we get married to be sure that you can actually deliver on those things. And I think it's not anything bad. I remember, funny enough, in my own case, when I met my husband and he found out, he came to my house, my area to visit me. And when he got there, he drove there with a friend. And his friend sort of said, I know this area, I've been here before, my guy lives here. And his friend told him that, this is your babe, I'll find out about her. And so he now, his friend asked the friend that lives around me to what do you know about Tokwe? Where she? What does she do? How has she been in this area? That's it. We investigate right from time.
Investigation, not setting traps. That's
So I think
there's
that's
a
where
difference.
you're mixing it up. There's investigation.
You can
And then
investigate.
there's also setting of traps or testing somebody. Testing someone is you create a fixed scenario. You create a make-believe scenario. When we're writing exams, you know, they ask us, we do mock exams, remember? You know, you're creating something that looks like reality. And the truth is that sometimes when you create fake realities, you will get fake results. That's the truth. See, it's maturity to be discerning. We're not saying everybody is 100% wise or 100% knowledgeable. But in the course of growing up, you're playing with your... My daughter has come home. She says, you know, I'm not playing with that guy. I said, why? Because when we're playing on the swing, I went 5 times and she went 20 times and refused to let me. She has learned something. She's learning to be discerning. Exactly. And so because of that, she knows how she's going to respond to that relationship. When she becomes a teenager, she meets someone, something happens. That's how we learn how to investigate. There's nothing wrong with asking people about someone or to say, let's dig a hole and
let somebody toast my wife to be sure if my wife is being faithful.
And God help you.
Let me take this call. Yes. Ademola has called in from Akonwoje. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I watch your program every day for the past 5 days.
Oh, thank you.
This one, I am not with you.
You're not with me.
Today. Yeah.
Today.
Your reaction today does not determine your reaction tomorrow. I am falling today. Does not mean I will fall tomorrow. And I felt this. Does not mean I will fall tomorrow. Then your exam in school like this. Can you pass that exam right now again? The test cannot be applied to matters of emotion. Even in applied sciences, it's a bit simple that it's test 100% proof of knowledge. So please, my dear sister, on this one, they are off track. Thank you very much.
All these men are leaving me alone. Please, women, call into the show. I need somebody that would support me on this matter because sometimes you've seen some text messages and you want to confirm if those text messages are valid. Then you not tell your friend, please send a text message to my guy and just be sure if he will respond or how he will respond. And maybe you find out that he's not the one, maybe the guys are the ones, or you know, some scenarios happen in the gym. We hear stories. I went to the gym and everybody's just harassing me. And then you'll be like, okay, you go to the gym and find out for me what's going on in that gym. And then you realize it's opposites that is happening. You know, so sometimes I think that I'm blurring the line between investigation and test. I inside my heart of hearts, I don't believe you should properly create this ultimately fake scenario just to ensure somebody falls in. But sometimes when people do it because of their reality. Why can you were going to...
I had a boyfriend many years ago.
Okay.
And one day, I can't remember what happened, but he started fighting me, you know, and I was now begging him. He was still fighting me, until he said something that I was like...
Can you imagine Waki begging anyone, though?
And that was then. Waki was in love.
I was like, what? You said that to me? You know, so I walked away. At that point, I walked away. And then he now started begging me. Now, we went on to have a relationship for many, many years. And the guy proved to be a big devil. A huge devil, not even small devil, Babangla devil. If I was discerning at that point, when he did that stupid test, that I was begging him, I would never have entered that relationship. Do you understand? So sometimes when people test you like that, they have devilish intentions.
It's a red flag.
Yeah, a huge one.
Flag. Thank you. Red flag. Show that flag, it's so red. It's redder than
the orange and the red. Let's take a break. When we return, I'm hoping to get someone to just support me on this matter because I'm alone. And I just feel like someone... Let's take a break. When we return, we'll continue the conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.